shocks me about this game.
And that Drew rim, it's still loose. Luka got it back. He did it. An improbable comeback by Dallas to tie it with 1 second left.
What up, what up, what up? It's yours truly, the one and only Hoops FERRO, Mr. Teleferro, AT, Teleferro. My wife calls me Boo Bear. Whatever you want to call me, it's perfectly fine. Just don't call me out my name, all right? At least don't do it in my face. You can do it online, but don't do it in my face. I'm going to get really, really mad. Anywho, having a good conversation over on my Instagram account. If you're not following me on Instagram, it's at Hoops FERRO. This is the first time in my life that I've ever taken my Instagram serious. The truth is, not a lot of money to be made on Instagram. A lot of branding, but not a lot of money. And I just don't spend a lot of time on it, but I'm actually taking it serious at this point in life, and I actually kind of like it a lot. Anywho, we're talking about Luka Doncic. I posted a video that's getting a lot of comments. I think like 150, 200 comments in like 24 hours. We're talking about Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. The Dallas Mavericks have not been good, and I believe in large part it's due to the fact that they traded Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith for Kyrie Irving. I've said this from the jump, and I'll say it again. I want to get out of here quickly. Kyrie Irving gives the Dallas Mavericks a chance to beat anybody in the postseason. The thing is, though, they got to make it to the playoffs. You want Kyrie and Luka in the playoffs, they can beat anybody 4 times. The problem is they might not make the playoffs. The Dallas Mavericks have been struggling. But in my comment section on Instagram, I'm seeing a lot of love shown to Kyrie and not that much love shown to Luka. And I'm kind of like, whoa, what are we doing here? I'm not the biggest Luka guy, but let's not be disrespectful to what this young man has accomplished so far in his career. Luka can win regular season games at an incredible clip when he's got requisite talents around him. The problem is nobody's giving Kyrie Irving any blame. Jason Kidd has not been a good head coach thus far with Dallas. We got to start talking about Jay Kidd and some of these coaching runs that he's having or lack thereof. And I'm looking at this Dallas team like they need an athletic big. They need a Robert Williams type of player. They need a few things right now to be better on defense. Anywho, I want to remind the world of just how great Luka Doncic was before Kyrie Irving got to Dallas. When they actually had parts that made sense, I want y'all to realize how great of a start Luka got to his year before he got injured, and then the Dallas Mavericks when he got Kyrie Irving as well in the midst of that. What we're going to do today, 10 great games from Luka Doncic this year before the Dallas Mavericks acquire Kyrie Irving. Let's not waste any more time. I know you're on your grind. Let's get into it. Let's go to Los Angeles first, where Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks have had their battles with Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers of late. Luka scored 40 points against the Clippers now 9 times. I mean, he went to work on Los Angeles in this one. The problem is he didn't get a lot of help. You see the Dallas Mavericks are down double digits. Luka's going to nail a 3 right here to cut the Mavs deficit down to 8 with 2:50 remaining. Luka had 20 points in the 4th quarter. It's not going to be enough, though. The Claw, Kawhi had 33 points on 12 shots. Luka drops an impressive 43 points, 11 boards, and 7 assists, but it's in a losing effort as Dallas falls to the Clippers by 12. Let's keep this train moving. This time, Luka Doncic giving it to the Orlando Magic. Oh, Luka with the spin in the 1st quarter. Hit him with the "this is why I love you." Ooh, then the pull-up 3-pointer. Luka goes for 16 points in the 1st quarter. Same type of time in quarter number 2. He added another 14. So for Luka, we're already at 30 points, and we ain't reached halftime yet. Zidane goes and 1. I do want to give the Orlando Magic credit, though. They did hang around and deal with some of Luka's madness. Luka's going to score, but here comes the big fella. Bol will fake the handoff. Give me them 2. And then the rookie, Paolo Banchero, spin move of his own, channeling his inner Luka Doncic. We got a 4-point game. But when it's winning time, Dallas had Luka, Orlando did not. 44 points for Doncic. Orlando would take a L to Dallas. Final score in that one was 114 to 105. A team that Luka has had a lot of success with in his career is none other than his in-division rival in the Houston Rockets. And on December 29th, this game was no different. Luka had just had a 60-point triple-double. He follows that up with a 35-point, 12-rebound, 13-assist game against the Rockets. I mean, just some gorgeous passes from Luka. His feel for the game is second to none. Luka putting on a clinic every which way. The Don beating the first half buzzer. This 3 counts. Dallas would take a 14-point lead as we went into the locker room. In the third, guess where this train goes? More Luka. He's so methodical in his approach, but he always knows exactly the spot that he wants to get to. And that spot is usually a half a second quicker than anybody trying to guard him gets to. Look at this dime up top to Dwight Powell. A perfectly placed pass. That's a tongue twister for you, where only Dwight could get it. Luka just showing off at this point. Oh my goodness, Luka. To Davis Bertans, who finishes. Yeah, JaVale, your man's got that court vision. It's Luka. Up fake, score. Luka gets a standing ovation from Dallas as he takes care of business. The Dallas Mavericks would ease past the Houston Rockets with a 15-point win. This was a monster matchup out west. The first time these two teams got it on following their Western Conference Finals matchup, in which the Golden State Warriors beat the Dallas Mavericks in 5 games. Luka and Dallas get some revenge. November 29th against the Golden State Warriors. They got off to a good start. Dallas takes the early 12-point lead. Luka had another just great performance. Yo, these triple doubles by Luka are not just coming with like 15 points, 18 points. He's dropping 40 pieces along with the triple doubles. With 2 minutes to go, Steph Curry, though, gives the Warriors the 2-point lead with a ridiculous 3-pointer. Here's a dime from Luka to Tim Hardaway Jr., who responds with a 3. And then Luka maybe got away with a push-off. It's the done. You're not going to call it. Dallas up by a couple. In the closing seconds, Steph Curry about to shoot a 3, but he's called for the rare late game travel, and he did move that pivot foot. Dallas goes 1 for 2 from the line, which means the Warriors still got a chance to tie. It's Thompson with a 3-point opportunity at the buzzer to force OT. It's no good, which means Luka and Dallas get a little bit of get back. 41 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists for the Don. Mavs escaped the Warriors by 3. Oh, looking back, this game had some precursors that a lot of us probably didn't expect. It's Luka and the Dallas Mavericks in Brooklyn to take on, at the time, Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving and the Nets. Luka came to play, not knowing that he was going at his future teammate. It's the Don throwing down the rare Luka jam. Third quarter, he's always going at his pace. And though it looks slow on camera, I'm sure to the defender, it's pretty darn quick. Look at what Luka's having to deal with. The Nets got their best on-ball defender on him, and Ben Simmons. That's not working at all. Luka's just throwing the ball over his head, diming it up to Maxi Kleber. Also, keep in mind, Kyrie had 39 points in this game. Kevin Durant had 37 points in this game. So Luka's got a lot going on. This game will go to OT, and the Don remains unwavered. Luka just putting on a show in Brooklyn. This time, the Reggie Bullock gives the Mavs a 9-point lead in OT. It's Luka. This all a part of a 41-point, 11-rebound, 14 assist, magical performance from Doncic, who helps the Mavs beat the Nets by 4 in overtime. What if I told you 2 of the best guards out west were about to get it on? Well, that happened on November 12th this season. Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks taking on Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers. Guess who brought their A game to work? It's Luka. These floaters that he gets off in the lane, so slept on. Luka got Dallas up by 13. Let's get to the fourth quarter. It's a 1-point game here. It's Doncic. You cannot stop him when he's got the ball in his strong hand. I don't care who you are. When he's that close to the rim, he's going to score. This deep three from Damian Lillard, though, actually gives the Blazers the 3-point lead. Other end, a lot of these games were defined by Luka's greatness early and Spencer Dinwiddie's greatness late. Dinwiddie had a 10-point fourth quarter. Dallas retakes the lead. Double comes Luka away. Guess who that leaves open? It's Dinwiddie for three. So a lot of this game was about Luka Doncic making the right passes out of double teams, getting his man's looks. I mean, Luka still balled out. He had 42 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists. But late in this one, Luka got help from Dinwiddie as the Mavs got the win. Here we go again, right back to the Houston Rockets. Luka loves to beat up on the Rockets. And on December 23rd, Luka really beat up on the Rockets. A 17 from 30 shooting performance from Luka. Rockets were game, though. Give them credit. We're in the fourth, and Houston's actually up until the Don just goes crazy again. 17 points in the fourth quarter. What is that? Yo, you cannot go and one style in the middle of a 1-point game. I guess when you Luka, you can. The Don nailing deep bucket after deep bucket. At this point, he's on fire. Jabari Smith would do all he could to keep Dallas afloat. Jabari with the three, and then how about that dish inside to Alex Şengün? Houston within a point, but when it's winning time, Dallas had Luka and Houston did not. At the time, this was a season-high 50 points for Luka, but trust and to believe, this was just the beginning of a ridiculous stretch for Doncic. His Mavs got the 112-106 win over the Rockets, and trust and believe they're not done. A little trash talk from Luka as the Detroit Pistons came into Dallas to take on the Don's Mavericks. Luka just going to work. It's one-on-one, which means it's one-on-none. The Don for three. Detroit throwing multiple defenders in the direction of Luka, and none of it is working. Doncic going to work. You gonna put the big on Luka? Isaiah Stewart has no chance at guarding Don. Start calling this man Don. Detroit, though, as a team, playing really well. They're up double digits midway through the third on Dallas. Luka's like, that's not gonna last for long. Look at these long strides. Just a couple dribbles leads Luka to the bucket. We had a 3-point game in the fourth. Easy spin move on Killian Haynes for the bucket. This was actually Luka's first game back. He had sprained his ankle like a week prior, and he came back with a vengeance. More on him in a second. First off, though, how about Bogdanović giving Detroit a much-needed boost down the stretch? Still a 2-point game. Luka is going to put it away, though. 53 points for Luka. He did most of his work in the first and third quarters. Also, a little trash talk for the Detroit Pistons coaching staff. Yeah, I'm him and you're not. Dallas wins by 6 over a feisty Detroit team at the time. Luka's not done beating up on really bad teams. Keldon Johnson and the San Antonio Spurs brought their A games to a matchup against Luka. Dallas was just better. Specifically, Luka was just better. Look at that spin move and one. We're tied up early. Luka untying this game with the three-pointer. Money. Dallas up 23-20. This game took place right before the new year, December 31st to be exact. Luka is going to make some history in this one. This was his third 50-point game in his previous 5 games. He became the first player in NBA history in this game with 250 points, 50 rebounds, and 50 assists in a 5-game span. Luka just going dumb at this point. No, he didn't go with the floater off one leg to beat the third quarter buzzer. Fourth quarter, it's Keldon Johnson and San Antonio making this a fight. Here's the play of the game right here. Trey Jones is going to get fouled, all right? He needs to miss the third free throw intentionally and get it back. So he does just that. Now he's got a chance to go to the line and make 2 free throws to tie the game. He does not need to miss this free throw, though. He does, and Dallas holds on to win by 1. Luka, how about 51 points and 9 assists I'm telling you, any team that plays in Texas that the Dallas Mavericks got to go against, you in trouble, in my Migos voice. And last but not least, number one in the hood for Luka Doncic's great performances in the 2022-23 season. What Luka did to the New York Knicks is criminal, and he should be arrested in 36 of 50 states for RICO. Luka, a one-man gang, just destroying the Knickerbockers. In the third, it's New York up by 9. Luka said, not for long. The Don, Son and Randall with the 3. And then Luka daring New York to switch this time around. Grimes holds on to Luka. Didn't hold tight enough. The Don scores. Grimes, though, we'll get a little get back on the other end. How about that three-pointer? Goes, and then Randall, a beautiful up and under move from Randall. Knicks are up by 9 with 100 seconds to go. Should be a win, right? No, it's not. Luka with an and one. Mavs now are down by 4. Some more help from Spencer Dinwiddie makes it a 1-point game. Okay. Now, after 2 Knicks free throws, Dallas is down by 3. Knicks opt to foul Luka, not let him get one of those threes off. Pretty smart move, right? Okay, Luka makes the first. On the second free throw, he intentionally misses, but gets it back and puts it in with the rare successful missed free throw when you're down by 3. Luka ties the game up. And in overtime, did you really think the Don was going to waste that incredible buzzer beater in regulation? Absolutely not. Luka Doncic, a franchise record 60 points as the Dallas Mavericks beat the New York Knicks in OT. Did I mention this man also had 21 rebounds and 10 assists? A disgustingly nasty triple-double from Luka on December 27th to cap off his greatest games this season. Yeah, they playing with Luka top like he ain't one of them. Luka is the Don. We call him Luka the Don Doncic on his platform. I got a lot of Luka fans that follow this platform. I had to show some love to y'all, guys. Again, keep in mind, Luka has never been my favorite player of all time. I got some friends that swear by Luka, but I definitely don't want to disrespect this man. Luka, with the ball in his hands, is going to make plays. The reality is, and I said this before, I'll say it again, having Kyrie Irving on the ball in the regular season probably makes the Dallas Mavericks a little less of a team from an IQ standpoint. Look, Kyrie Irving is art playing basketball. But a lot of times I think some fans value art over actually like making the plays that help teams win games. And I think sometimes when fans get caught up in the art of Kyrie Irving, he's beautiful. It's a beautiful game to watch, by the way. He's a beautiful basketball player. I think sometimes, though, people get caught up in the art and not the little things that matter, right? Like, if Kyrie Irving took 3 straight shots on 3 straight possessions as a teammate of his, I'm going to be mad. That might make me a little less inclined to play defense if he's missing on 3 straight possessions, right? Like, there's human elements to this game of basketball. This ain't NBA 2K. Like, it still got to matter from a human perspective. Like, Kyrie Irving still got to share the rock. He's got to make sure Tim Hardaway Jr. doesn't feel like he's out of the offense. Reggie Bullock, the Dallas Mavericks got a lot of guys that spot up and shoot. Meaning when you're an individual ISO player, oftentimes guys can feel left out of the offense. Luka, I believe, has a great feel for the offense. I don't think he ever lets his guys feel too much out of the offense. Luka's ball dominant. He can control the clock. He can shoot 3-4 times in a row. But I do think the Don's got a great feel for the game, when to get his guys the ball. Okay, maybe I should stop taking bad shots. Let me see if my guys can make some shots. I don't think Kyrie Irving, to be fair to him, has had enough time in Dallas to figure that out yet, which is why I kind of got to my point of, the Dallas Mavericks maybe were a better regular season team when they had Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, parts that make sense around Luka a little more for longer periods of time. Now, when you get in the playoffs, all bets are off. We're talking about half-court offense, games going to be slowed down. That's when you want a guy like Kyrie to work out. That's when you want him next to Luka in those type of settings. But y'all let me know, though. Obviously, this is the conversation that keeps on giving. Dallas Mavericks struggling right now to find their way late in the season. May not make the playoffs, maybe not even the play-in. Luka's top moments without Kyrie Irving were pretty darn sensational Can the Dallas Mavericks figure it out again? I'm out.